but Tasha was the best character in the show. Ghost was the worst character in the show.
Hands down.
Yes, Ghost was damn near getting everybody killed. And Ghost was he was a weak character too, because Ghost had to depend on Tasha and Angela to pull him out. So Tasha had to pull him out of a jam at least 3 to 4 times within the series, right? Ghost was getting handled by Simon Stern. She had to go pull him out of a jam at the restaurant while he was living in Fairy Tale Island, pretending that he's not a murdering criminal, right? She has to pull him out of that shit. Then he signs contracts that he never even fucking read, and Angela got to read over it, and she's like, "Did you even read this?" So she had to pull him out of that, right?
Like his manager or something.
Yeah. Ghost was dropping the ball. He almost got the baby killed by living in Delulu Island. Like, Ghost was in so much self-denial that he is literally the one that got everybody killed. All right? He the one that got everybody damn near caught. But the average person cannot see the show for what it was really written as. So when I listen, when people give opinions about stuff, I have learned not to listen to the majority of people's opinions, because I know that most people can't see past they nose. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. Most people can't see past their own script or like they own most people lack empathy to even like, you know what I'm saying? I know what you mean. Like, you don't even have to experience someone's experience to feel the pain. Like, you don't have empathy. Like, you don't have, like, I feel what you're saying. I feel like a lot of people disregard a lot of people's circumstances and situations when they talk about it, simply because they haven't experienced in it. And then for that reason in itself, people just kind of like, like you're, and like maybe you crazy. But really, when you was talking about Ghost, he was fighting his identity too. So somebody said that in the comments.
Because think about it. Think about it. What was Tariq's biggest gripe in the show? Tariq's biggest gripe was that Ghost was a liar. Everybody kept lying to him. Okay. Ghost had 3 egos in the show. He had Ghost, James.
Mama was his biggest liar though. Really, not Ghost. It was his mama.
No. Ghost had 3 identities in the show. He had Jamie, he had James St. Patrick, and he had Ghost. Now, the reason that Ghost started to resent Tasha, because number one, if you go watch the show, you will see they keep showing Ghost looking in the mirror. Ghost hates himself. He hates the murdering criminal that he became. And so, number one, he tried to mold Tariq into the version of himself that he wanted to be. So he wanted to live vicariously through Tariq, because he didn't want to see Tariq. He didn't want to see himself in Tariq.
Yeah.
He started to hate Tasha because Tasha reflected back to him who he was. So the reason that he got with Angela, he didn't love Angela. He didn't give a fuck about Angela.
Yeah, you know
that. Angela was his escape route for his identity, because she didn't know Ghost. She only remembered Jamie. So he got to lose his identity and pretend to be somebody else when he got with Angela. Now, remember, Tariq's whole thing was, everybody keep lying to me. To show you how much Ghost hated himself, Ghost lied to everybody about why he wanted to start the club. It was supposed to be a money laundering thing, but deep down inside, it was a fantasy and an escape. It was an escape building so that he didn't have to be seen as Ghost. And what did he name the club? He named the club Truth because that's the only truth that Ghost could live in was in the damn club. Because in the real world, he lived a total lie with everybody. He lied. See, and so here's the thing. Everybody else around him accepted who they were. See, Tommy accepted who he was. He knew that he was a murderer and killer. And he accepted that. He got with Tasha and told Tasha that he wanted to be the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York City. And Tasha was the woman that helped him become that. So he wanted Tasha to be somebody else when he wanted to change his identity, but she couldn't. So he ran to Angela, which helped him escape his identity. Then he got with Ramona because Ramona could reflect back to him the club owner stuff. So Ghost was dealing with women based on who matched the identity that he was going for at the time. He didn't love none of them. He just used them as a mirror to make himself feel better. But as he was living in delusion, he was getting everybody, he was dropping the ball. He was getting everybody caught up, right? Slipping in so many different ways, okay? And so even when he wanted to do the club, Tommy telling him, hey, yo, dude, you can't be taking pictures, man. We working with Lobos or whoever they was working with at the time. And they got massive underground activity going on. And you out here taking pictures like you run a club and like you just clean, man. You're not James St. Patrick, sir. You fucking Ghost. Ghost was a delusional fuck up. But everybody was making opinions on the show based on superficial dumb shit. Oh, Tasha cheated first. First and foremost, Tasha was the coldest motherfucking character in the damn show. Okay, you know why?
She was the coldest character. Everybody liked that Ghost. Because that's what made me watch this. I watched it late. I ain't gonna lie. Because everybody's talking. But I was like, go. Like, what? I was watching the show literally because of Ghost, and I was like, "This nigga ain't really a good. This ain't he's not a reputable character. Like, what y'all talking about?
He was weak.
Oh God, like y'all like this dude?
Simon Stern was Ghost was getting handled by Lobos. Listen, did y'all not see? Ghost was getting handled by all the baddie boys. Yeah. Lobos was gay. Simon Stern was gay, and they was running that rod up Ghost, and guess who had to bail him out? Fucking Tasha. Tasha had to bail him out. Angela had to bail him out. Tommy got to bail him out. Ghost could never get himself out of a fucking situation that he put himself in.
Why y'all fond of this character?
Yeah, that's because they ain't watch it. Because they're blinded by sex. They're blinded by their genitals. They are unable to see the masterpiece of the show. Tasha pulled the first power card in the whole show. Tasha didn't quote unquote cheat on Ghost. Tasha pulled the power move. The show is called Power. She pulled the first power play. So we already know males are weak behind sex. So she sees that he is over there talking to Angela in the club. Bright idea. Women, they know that sex is a power tool. So she know that Sean be looking at her. If you want information, why wouldn't she get her information from the nigga that's driving Ghosts all around goddamn town? So let me use my power tool of sex so I can get you in my hand so I can get all the information that I need. See, the average person that watched that show is mentally immature. Because why is everybody bickering and arguing? Tasha cheated first. Ghost just wanted to get out of the game. No, he didn't. Ghost did not want to get out the game. Ghost was running from himself. He hated himself. And his demons was eating him alive. Think about every time he slept with Tasha. Every time he slept with Tasha, he had this evil animal look, and they kept showing him in the mirror. And every time he would look in the mirror, he would just get disgusted. His demons was eating at him, and every time he screwed Tasha, he was releasing his demons into Tasha. Right? Like who Courtney Kemp did a really good job with the script. Okay. They really embodied the laws of power in this show. Right? Ghost was a psychopath. He was delusional psychopath that got his daughter killed. Okay? Because he would not accept that Tariq was just like him. In season 2, they had already foreshadowed that Tariq was about to be Ghost. They had yeah. When Tariq told Ghost that he liked 2 girls at school. Now this is when Ghost is messing with Tasha and Angela, and he comes to tell Ghost that he liked 2 girls at school. Ghost lied to him then. Ghost gives him faulty information then when he know damn well he's taking money out of the damn safety deposit box without fucking asking, doing his own damn thing. He knows that he's cheating on Tasha, but you sit up here and give Tariq bullshit information when you know you ain't living like that because you want Tariq to be somebody that's not you. But baby, that's your son. That's your son. And what people forget is that Ghost turned down a scholarship to children. Ghost never had to sell drugs. Ghost turned down a scholarship to Choate. He could have went with Angela, but he wanted to be the biggest goddamn drug dealer. Tariq was just like his ass. And he hated that. And that's the reason why he was going to set up Tariq to get killed. While Tasha accepted the fact of who Tariq was, and her way of protecting Tariq was to give him the knowledge and the wisdom to protect himself in the streets, because she knew that she wasn't going to be able to control him, because she knew he was a carbon copy of goddamn Ghost. But everybody hated Tasha, and she was the best character in the show.
You're right. That's the least you could do, because you can't. That's why I said the apple is not gonna fall far. And from that perspective, like, yeah, like it may seem like exposure, but it's like, man, she basically just giving guidance to what's already there. That's all she doing.
Yeah. So like it's okay for Ghost to voluntarily choose to throw away a career. And he could have been anything, but he chose to be a drug dealer. You have a son that's just like you, and then you want to set him up to die because you mad that he's reflecting you to you. So Tasha, let me tell you something. There's nothing can protect you in this life more than knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom is your true protector, not somebody denying reality. Ghost wanted Tasha to deny reality like he was doing. But him denying reality got a lot of people killed. He almost got his daughter hurt when you cheating and going on fairy tale dates with a fucking U.S. attorney, and you a fucking drug dealer. And now you dropping trinkets and stuff in your baby's crib, and that was the first indicator that, Ghost, you need to get your head out your ass, because you almost got your daughter killed. He didn't even heed the warning. He kept going further and further into delusion until you got yourself wrapped up knowing that you're a drug dealing criminal and this is a U.S. attorney and they all looking to prosecute your ass, and he still don't stop.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but that's why he one of the reasons I started watching the show, because I was hearing his name the most. But like I said, he's not a reputable character from what I know.
No, he not. But I appreciate. Do you have anything else? I appreciate conversing with you.
No, that's about it. I appreciate conversing with you too.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Uh, anybody else up here wanna have something to speak about? Do you have any? Do you want any advice? Mm-hmm. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I just saw this live right now. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So, you got anything you're missing in your life?
Um, um, probably. I'm in my 20s. Um, and I'm still kind of navigating life, trying to figure out who I am. Right now I'm currently deconstructing Christianity. So I guess a big chunk of like who I was is like not there anymore because I was kind of like living for God. But now it's like I'm not really yeah.
Okay, so you just kind of, I won't say aimless, but you're just kind of going through the motions right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And trying to finish university. So
Did you want any advice on it?
what was that?
I said, did you want any advice on anything?
Yeah, I mean I don't really see your content a lot. I kind of just was scrolling and I saw your content. You're live. But yeah, I'm 24. I'm in my 20s. I've not really dated anyone before. I don't really have a lot of friends. Not a lot of community right now. Because I'm just trying to finish. I'm trying to focus kind of on my studies. But yeah, just any advice, just for when I leave college and stuff like that.
Do you know what field you're trying to go into?
Yeah, so I'm working with like with like kids and stuff like that. So education.
Okay, all right. So the direction of education is terrible. So if I were you, I would focus on developing my skills to be a high dollar tutor that wealthy people can hire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the system is degrading education. They don't want the children to actually learn anything. So you're not going to have any power to practice anything that you learn to help children because they're going to, your back is going to be strapped. So if I were you, I would focus on improving my skills and packaging myself to be a private tutor.
I've actually been thinking about that as well. Yeah, just traveling, also working with like families and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, that sounds good actually.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I'll have a think about that. Yeah, I'll continue to do more research. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Excuse me. So, I think somebody asked about how do you go about what? How do you go about starting to speak up for yourself? Well, number one, speaking up for yourself is more about confidence, and you don't gain confidence until you start to do things, until you know things, right? So you have to overcome fear. You have to do it. Lula.
Yeah. Hello. So, yeah, hello. Thank you so much for bringing me up. I am a Nigerian girl that grew up in Germany, so I'm talking from Germany. I just have a question like one question that's really at my heart is I just don't understand why there are some people that hate people for no reason. Why? Why does it exist?
Okay, so it's not no reason. Okay, nothing ever happens for no reason. There's a reason for everything and an excuse for none. There's a reason for everything and an excuse for none. The world we live in, okay, we live in a sea of broken people. And there's another scientific explanation for this, but I'm not going to get into the mechanics of that. But you live in a sea of broken people who deep down inside know that they're stuck in this environment. They stuck in their conditions. They know that they're powerful. And when you have a light in any area, whether it's you have the discipline, the will, the lack of desire to indulge in some of the things that they indulge in to appease themselves, you shine a light on their deficiencies and they hate you for it. They don't like that you're exposing them. When you got work ethic and you're around a lazy person, you're exposing them. When you have skills and talents that a person, you're exposing them. So you think that you're just being yourself, but you're shining a light on darkness. And demons and vampires don't like the light. They live in the shadows. So this is why people focus on dimming your light, because your light is too bright and it hurts them. So you have to be around people. You have to get out of an environment and be around other people of light, other people of talent, other people of skill.
I like the answer. It's very good because sometimes I just ask myself why some people spend their whole life on hating on people. Like they're so filled with a lot of hatred and they want to keep on living like that. They want to carry the hatred to their grave. And I'm like, why do you want to be so hateful in your only one life? I sometimes don't get it. I try to understand, but I just think some people just want to be miserable. Another thing is, it is this victim mentality. Why do you think that some people just love to stay victims? Why could it be?
Okay, so here's the thing. I want you to understand, not everybody has an iron. You have to have a lot of resilience. You have to have a lot of willpower. You have to have a lot of strength to break out of this gunk of an existence that we in, right? It's not designed for you to make it out. And when you make it out and you have the ability to make it out, people are jealous, right? People have a lot of low self-esteem. They have a lot of self-deprecation going on. They lack self-awareness. There's so many things that constrain people and prevent them from elevating and evolving, that you doing what you do effortlessly makes it feel like they don't see hard work. They see God's favorite. They see God's favor. They see that they think that you're lucky. Like the average person, I saw somebody make a comment yesterday. The average person think that rich folks don't go through nothing. The average person think that wealthy people don't have no problems. As a matter of fact, people with money got more problems than people in the hood. People with money have far more problems than people in the hood. Because your problems, I got to mute your background. Because your problems are really petty, a lot of them. They deal with, relationship drama. You deal with codependency. Yeah, you deal with some pricing, but people pay for what they want and beg for what they need. If you could pay for what you want, you got enough money to invest in yourself. So you ain't doing that. All right. But other problems that wealthy people have, there are more sharks, there are more snakes there. You got the legal game that you got to play. You have teams of advisors. You got CPAs, bookkeepers. You got to monitor people with your wealth. You got to concern yourself with what snake is trying to get in your way. It's a lot of people. And it's a lot of things to manage. And then it's a lot of blackmail, and there's a lot of things that go on in that area. People lose a lot playing at a high level. But the average broke person think because you got a Louis bag or you got a nice car that you ain't going through nothing. So people are jealous of people who have what they want. Like the average person, the average unattractive person, or who finds them, because in my opinion, most people are not unattractive. Most people are not unattractive physically. Now, they may have some character traits about them internally that may be unattractive, but generally speaking, physically, most people are not unattractive. Okay. But from people who view themselves as unattractive or not the favorite and not worthy of pretty privilege, they think pretty people don't go through nothing. So when pretty people speak about their experiences and how hard things are, unattractive people hate to hear them talk because you have, no, you're jealous because you have you want something that you feel like she got. And if you had it, you feel like your life would be better. So why the fuck is she complaining? That's the average person's mentality. You have what I don't have, and I'm miserable because I don't have what you have. So you need to be grateful for what you have and stop complaining. But just because you're pretty don't mean you don't go through something. Let me tell you what pretty people go through. Everybody wants them. And so what pretty people deal with is the same thing that a man with money deal with. People coming up to you because they want to fuck you. Okay. They want to take something from you. Right? They're jealous of you. You can't really have a peaceful time at work because you're pretty and all of the bitches hating on you. They exclude you from things, right? They gossip, they plot on you. They can't, if a person jealous enough, they'll throw acid in your face, right? Like, it's a lot of things that pretty people go through, but since a chick that don't get invited to the club for free feel like if I was just invited to the club for free and somebody held my door open, my life would be so much better. And you have nothing to complain about. Everybody on planet Earth gets fucked up. Nobody comes on planet Earth and don't get their ass handed to them. Nobody. This world is interwoven with pain and suffering. There are no favorites. You might think there are, but there are no favorites. Everybody get their fair share of pain. The only thing is some people are able to transmute their pain and turn it into something while other people are destroyed and sabotaged by it. That's really the only difference.
Yeah, that's very true. And another thing is, do you believe in glorification and demonization of people? Because I don't really believe in glorifying someone, and I still don't believe in demonize someone either. Like the two sides of the extreme. What do you think about it?
Okay, so what was the first word? I got the demonizing, but the first word was what?
Glorification. Glorification.
Clo
When
clo
you, glorification, when you glorify someone.
qualification?
No, glorification. I'm going to write it.
Okay. Glorification. Okay. Okay. Glorification. So yes, everything is two sides of the same coin, right? Everything is two sides of the same coin. And there are extremes. But there has to be principles that you follow and abide by to be able to determine which side of the coin you on, right? Being just aligning with one because it feels good or feels like it resonates, that's not a good way to determine good, bad, right, wrong, and evil. You know what I mean? So I don't just glorify and I don't just demonize people or things. I have to get enough information to draw a logical, rational, and just conclusion about something, right? I'm more on the lines of being just and righteous in my judgment. The average person don't think that much. If they identify with it, then they already think that their side is right, so that's what they're going to side with, while they automatically against the other side.
Yeah, that is true because I don't really believe in. I don't have this black and white thinking. I don't think that it's good to overpraise people. Like that's what I mean with the glorification. Neither do I believe in demonization, to demonize someone. I don't believe in both of it either because everybody has a good and a bad side.
Right.
But some people, they fall into one of those categories. Either they love someone or they hate someone.
Right. And so here's the thing. People don't love nobody. People don't love people because here's the thing. There is not a thin line between love and hate. Okay. All right. There is not a thin line between love and hate. What people call love is just liking somebody, just agreeing with feeling a person speaking their points of view, right? Speaking what they want to speak themselves, but they don't have the voice to speak it. Once you stop speaking or you add some other depth and some other layers, that person hates you, right? It's not a thin line between love and hate because love is far more mature than what the average person exhibits. Okay. Love is far more detailed. It's far more clarifying. The average person believes that love is blind. If your version of love make you blind, and that's what you always fall into, I can't trust you to judge shit. You're blind, deaf, dumb, and blind. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, right? The average person has to sing Amazing Grace and look to Jesus or God to make them capable of sin. The average person always talking about love, yet they believe that love hurts and it make you blind. I don't think I want to listen to that person. I don't think I want that person's version of love. I don't think I want to listen to that person's point of view because they ain't got no point of view. They blind.
Yeah, that is true, and it's really true. I think you are one thing that you say that's very interesting. You say that what people call love is mostly likeness, and I agree because love is beyond likeness.
Yeah.
Because that's why you see people say, "Oh, I love you, but now I hate you." If you really love someone, it's hard for you to hate that person very easily.
Correct.
You just like that person.
Right.
Right.
And here's the thing. It goes even beyond like. There's a level of indifference. There you get to a level of indifference with people, right? Once you understand why people do what they do, and you don't have no like in order to truly love people, you have to be at a distance from people. There's no way that you can be in the midst of people's darkness and their shadows and actually love them. One bad apple spoils the bunch. You got to remove the bad apples, right? Out of the bunch. So in order for you to truly have sympathy for people, to truly have compassion and love for people, you have to distance yourself away from people, right? So that way you can see a bigger picture, right? And understand how these people fit into the bigger picture. The only reason that people get hurt is because you are collateral damage. This is the part that people don't understand. You are collateral damage. Now imagine two houses right next to each other. You don't have an acre of land on these properties. You live in a suburb, right? And these houses are relatively close to each other. Think about the houses being individual people standing right next to each other. And the wiring in one house is faulty. And they got curtains hanging over the faulty wiring. And just so happens there's some flammables in the house. This house catches on fire. And the fire gets a hold of the flammables. And the house explodes. What was going on internally within that house explodes and now affects you because you are in close proximity. By you being in close proximity of the house that exploded from the inside out, you are now collateral damage to what was taking place on the inside of a house that you didn't necessarily have anything to do with. The average person is getting hurt by people because you're too close in proximity. The people that you are dealing with have internal damage. They on the verge of exploding. Their wiring is faulty. Their house is junky. It's a lot of chaos in there. It ain't even built right. Right? Eventually, it's going to collapse. Eventually, it's going to have problems. And if it's multiple houses like this in the neighborhood, it brings the property value of the entire neighborhood down. And if you stay in that environment, your value is going to drop due to proximity.
And that's true, but I personally don't completely agree when you say that you can only love people from the distance. I feel, for me personally, that's just my personal opinion. For me, real love comes by knowing the darker side of somebody, not just only the positive side. Like, I will really, like me personally, when I start to really love someone, be it man or woman, it's because I've seen the other side of them. Not just only the shiny part, but the darker part. Because that is who they are, you know? Because I don't know how to explain it, but maybe you understand from where I'm trying to go to.
But didn't I just but what I just explained, wasn't that the darker parts of the house? The house looks cute on the outside. But what I just explained about the house scenario was the darker side. And when that darkness caused the house to implode, the house next to it is collateral damage. So if your definition of loving somebody is allowing their damage and their darkness to hurt you, then I don't know if I can be in alignment with your definition of love, because now you got problems that you got to fix. you have your own problems, and now you have additional problems that their darkness put off on you. So because they imploded and now your house caught on fire, now your roof then collapsed, and now you got water damage because they had to put water in your house. Now you got additional problems that you got to fix within
And
your.
yeah, that is true. But what I'm trying to say is that I believe that if I only, of course, everybody likes the good side of somebody, but I need to still know your bad side. I need to know both sides. It all need to be in balance. It all need to be in equation. Because if I only love you because of your good sides, it's just like when you are in the getting yourself as in the knowing stage, where you go out on a date with a boy, and it seems to be so perfect because you people met for the first time, there's chemistry, but as you start to as you start to know yourself more, as the months start to be going past, that's when you start to be seeing that person's real face. Are you only in love with someone because of the person that he seems to present himself, or are you really in love with the true self of that person?
You can't love without knowing people. Like there's no, like, love is not about looking at somebody and feeling somebody, right? I wrote a book on love, right? Love is my expertise. This is my wheelhouse. So what I'm saying is, let me ask you this question. If the dark side of a person is raping, killing, and stealing and domestic violence, are you telling me that you don't have to be at a distance to love that person, that you can stay in proximity of that person's dark side? Just because you know their dark side. Now you've learned the pretty things, and now you learn the darkest aspects of them, which is very brutal, violent, and sexually pervasive. If your definition of love is to stay in proximity to that because you're trying to say, well, I know both sides and this is what it means to love somebody, to accept and endure. What I'm saying is I can't agree with your position on love, because just because you know somebody's dark side doesn't mean that you have to stay in proximity.
And yeah, I agree with you when I find out that someone's dark side is raping, murdering, killing. Of course, I think what I'm trying to say is the imperfect side, the imperfections.
Everybody is imperfect. Every single person is imperfect. Nobody is perfect. You can't be perfect. So yes, love includes accepting and realizing the dark side. But what I am saying is that you can't really love somebody unless it's from a distance, because the person's dark side is going to hurt you. It's designed to hurt you. And so if your idea of love is enduring somebody's dark side that continues to hurt you because they don't have a knowledge or self-awareness of their own darkness and they can't mitigate it, so they keep affecting you, I am saying that that is not love.
Yeah, you could be right. Maybe I did not express myself well. What I was trying to say is that for me personally, what draws me more closer to someone is their imperfect side. The imperfections of someone draws me more closer. But of course, if I find out your imperfect side is stealing, killing, raping, of course I will stay clear away from you. I'll be far away from you. But what I'm trying to say, I want to see both sides of you, the good and the bad. Show me your imperfect side.
Well,
That's
you all you gotta do is live with somebody long enough. You'll see it. Like what you're talking about is dating, and of course you're not gonna see somebody's imperfect side in a week or two. Live with them. You don't have to beg somebody to see their imperfect side. They're gonna show you their imperfect side. People shacking up all the time. They see the worst and the worst of people. So you don't have to beg somebody to see their imperfect side. I'm saying that when you see it and you in the house with it, okay, your ability to love drops dramatically because you are being affected by the person's dark side. You ain't got to beg nobody to see their dark side. It's all around you.
Yeah, that is true. But for example, when it comes to men, a man can pretend for a very long time that you don't see his dark side, his imperfect side. So women don't even know that. A lot of women don't know their husbands. They live with their husbands for years long, some of them even for decades, but they don't know their husbands. So living with someone does not automatically mean you know their dark side.
So listen. There was a woman that I found on TikTok. She was crying. She was married to her husband for 17 years. 17. And she walked in on him screwing a dog. The dark side that a lot of men hide from you, you say you attracted to that dark side, but once you find the real darkness of a lot of these guys, you'll be disgusted. You want to run and you want to cry. What the reason that a lot of women don't see the dark side that you're begging to come out is because a lot of this shit that is held in the shadows as women, you can't handle. You can't handle. So women begging to see some shit that they really can't handle. Women can't even handle the idea that a man wants two women. Women can't even handle the idea that a man don't want to be monogamous. So yeah, a man gotta hide certain things from you. He gotta cheat behind your back because you don't want to accept the reality that maybe you're not the pick of the litter. Maybe you're not the one that he just wants to spend the rest of his life with and screwing one woman for the rest of his life. Maybe that's the truth. So women say they want one thing, but they really don't.
Yeah, I agree with you for that aspect that, yeah, it's true. A lot of women can't handle the dark side of men. That is very true. And what can I say? Yeah, the dark side of men, exists, but I still feel a lot of women don't want to accept it because they want to live in a fantasy. Like maybe I think that married woman of 17 years, did she catch her husband cheating?
What? Well, she caught him within the 17 years? No, I don't think I don't know what she just was crying online that she walked in because she was going to surprise him on his birthday. She walked in and he was up in their room with the dog in the bed going ham. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So what I'm saying is, women say they want the dark side. You don't know the dark side of a man. You don't know the dark side of a lot of people, and people are hiding the dark side because you really can't handle it. And so what I am saying to you is that to love somebody, including the darkest of the dark, you have to be at a distance, because if you find out some dark shit like that and you in proximity, it's damn sure gonna hurt you. And you're not gonna be able to feel no type of love in the midst of getting burned like that.
Oh, I think I get you now. I think I get you now. I really get you.
Right? So do you really want the dark side to say, I want to see all of it, and that's what I think love is? In order for you to really love people, you got to be at a distance from people, because humans have a lot of darkness that they hiding from the world. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. And if I could ask, what do you think are one of the dark sides that heterosexual men are hiding from women?
Heterosexual men hide a lot of stuff.
What could it be?
Well, here's the thing. Y'all not ready for this, right? Let me tell you something. It's a lot of DL men, sweetie. It's a lot of men don't even like their wives. They annoyed by you, right? There are a lot of things that are going on in the underground that men are not comfortable with sharing. A man can't even explore his sexuality without a woman. He can't even say he thought about it without a damn woman losing her damn mind. So, and that's just PG-13 right there, just thinking about. I just want you to know it goes a whole lot deeper than that. It goes a whole lot deeper. You don't understand that there are men out here that have sick fantasies of total destruction. Like some of these men's best fantasy is your worst nightmare as a woman. You don't really want to know the darkness of a man's thoughts. And they're protecting women from this. They're protecting society from this. So what I'm saying to you is that to truly love humanity requires that you be at a distance. But when you're in the thick of it and it's hurting you and it's affecting you, it's impossible for you to be in the energy and the frequency of love when you are in hell, surrounded by hell, surrounded by darkness. Light and dark cannot occupy the same space. Light and dark cannot occupy the same space. So if you want somebody's darkness, sweetie, ain't gonna be no light in that. Love is a concept of the light. It is not a concept of the darkness.
Do you think that all heterosexual men are deal?
I didn't say nothing about all heterosexual males, but can you pinpoint them? Can you pinpoint them? Can you look at a man and say, listen, let me tell you something. I get my information from everywhere. I get my information from everywhere. See, I'm not prejudiced when it comes to information. I higher education and as much information that I can get about planet Earth and people, I'm getting it. I used to follow this guy. His name was Emmanuel. And for 15 years, he ran an online journal. And he made journal entries damn near every day for 15 years. And he ran a site. His first site was running for 5 years. And then they took it down. And then he got a second site and he ran that for 10 years and it was called dlconfessions.com. Baby, when I tell you this man was married, he lived in DC. And when he started it, he was 40 years old, 41 years old when he started this online journal. And he ran that shit for 15 years. Baby, he made a journal entry every day, damn near, about all the different married men that he was sleeping with up and down the East Coast, meeting them in parks, fucking basketball players, NFL players, doctors, lawyers. He was meeting up with people men was on cruises with their wives and they were sneaking out, screwing men listen, you have no idea what is in the shadows. No idea. You cannot look at a man and say he's straight or gay. You cannot. The men that you think are the toughest be getting bent over. You know how I know? Because I done seen it with my own goddamn eyes. I done seen it with my own eyes. You cannot tell who is who just by looking at them. So what I'm telling you is that the darkness is going to affect you. So it goes back to the house example that I gave you. If you are in close proximity to that house and that house implodes, your house is going to catch on fire. Your house is going to catch on fire. And now you have a personal problem because see, now your house got smoke damage, it's got fire damage, and it got water damage, all because of somebody else's mishap and you being too close to them.
That's true, because I just remember a book, I think it's titled The Secrets That Men Don't Want Women to Know. And a lot of things that you say that when it was from a heterosexual standpoint from a man, as from a heterosexual man standpoint, and it's already very dark when I read the book. And exactly when you say that, the darkest secret, the deepest fantasy is a woman's worst nightmare. And I remember when I read in the book, I was so astonished. Like, it revealed a lot of things about how heterosexual men think.
So let me ask you this question. Now, I'm a woman. I know the book you're talking about by Smith and Doe. I have the physical copy of that book. My question to you is, how could you read that book and then still ask for the darkness and still believe that you can love somebody if they expose all their darkness? Because there's two white men that wrote that book.
It's true. I think it's kind of hypocritical by reading that book and still thinking you can love someone from knowing the dark side. Yeah, it is.
All I'm saying to you is, in order to love, you have to love people from a distance. Love can only work at a distance. Love can only work at a distance. Because the darkness of humanity is too brutal. And if you are in close proximity, they will hurt you. And now you have trauma, which brings in more darkness that keeps you away from love. It keeps you away from purity. You cannot love in hell. You cannot love in darkness. You have to remove yourself from the darkness and in that environment. Light and dark cannot occupy the same space.
It is true. And one thing, I remember reading the book, it still said that the only reason why a lot of men don't follow men is because men get disgusted at the thought of another man entering them. That is basically, according to the book, the only reason why a lot of men don't follow men, because they feel disgusted at it. And it's so interesting because, like, reading that book, I think no woman really wants to deal with a heterosexual man again. No. You're right that if you know the dark side of humanity, yeah, you're going to really love people from a distance.
The thing about it is, humans are unrefined. You have to refine yourself. And people, and in order to refine yourself, it requires that you go through a lot of work. You'd have to do a lot of self-work. You have to recognize that you're born in hell, that the flesh is sinful. You have to realize that that carnality is not for your best interest. And you have to work very hard to free yourself from the sentence of the flesh. The average person sees no benefit or reward in doing that, because the average person's highest reward is shit you ain't got to work for. The average person's highest reward is shit you ain't really got to work for. A woman don't have to work to get no man. A woman don't have to work to open her legs and pop out a baby, right? The most energy that a man got to put in is getting a fucking haircut and some fake jewelry, and he can get some ass. The human's highest aspiration is shit you ain't really got to work for. So they see no value in refining the soul. They see no value in refining the mind. So when you get into relationships with unrefined people, what the hell you think gonna happen to you? They gonna hurt you. They're going to damage you. That darkness that they have not refined is going to damage you. And now you trying to quote unquote love everybody in hell. Now you got a lot of shit you got to fix in yourself. You got a lot of trauma that you got to work through now and process. You got a lot of refinement you got to do, all because you wanted to love somebody or thought you was loving somebody by asking them to expose their darkness to you.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't make sense. And women still have a dark nature too. What do you think is one of the dark natures of women? Because it's not just only men that have a dark
I
nature.
ain't say just men. I didn't say just men.
Yeah, I'm not accusing you of saying that. But what do you think could be one of the dark natures of women? Because we rarely talk about the dark natures of women. I think people rarely talk about it because women are presented as angels.
So women, I already talk about how women are narcissistic. I always talk about how women are narcissistic. Women are liars. They throw rocks and hide their hand, right? Women are very insecure. right? You got to understand that every action comes from an emotion first. Every action comes from an emotion first. Well, here's the issue with women. Women have intense emotions, and women are stuck in the emotions of jealousy, shame, guilt, embarrassment. Well, these negative emotions cause actions, and it causes violent actions. It causes passive aggressive actions. Jealousy, when it festers in too long, it transforms, it morphs into envy, and envy morphs into violence. Women are boggled down with those kinds of emotions because of their insecurity, because of their lack of identity, because of their need to be picked. So these emotions cause women to be terrible mothers, to compete with their daughters, to put a man before themselves and their children, to gossip about their so-called friends, to tell the business of their so-called friends to feel like they get more connected with their man. Women use men to destroy other women and other nations.
That is so true. And I think that women still have a very dark nature when it comes to sexuality too. Because women are always presented as that gender that is more sexually reserved. Because looking at it, I feel that women are very sexual too. Women are more sexual than what society presents. What do you think about it?
They are. They are. Actually, a lot of this is deep. This is deep education that I go into in my private spaces, though. What women really are, what they represent. There's a reason why women are more sexual than men. There's a reason. The average person does not understand life. The average person does not understand themselves. There's a reason that the world looked the way it looks. And all I will tell you is that you are born into the baseline. You are born into the baseline, and the baseline has a certain characteristic. And if you cannot get out of the baseline, you will be the expression of those characteristics. Right? Women are, I'll just say this, women are nature's pawn. Nature uses women as the pawn. And therefore, the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. When you look at nature from a distance, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. But when you get into the details of nature, you see pure evil. You see pure wickedness. You see pure brutality. You see pure chaos. The devil is in the details, and these details weaponizes women to work on its behalf. Therefore, women are just vessels used to put more souls on planet Earth.
Yeah, that is so true. Like, oh my God, it is very true because, oh yeah, women are not better either. Women are not better than men. Women are not better either, and not in any single way. Women are as wicked as men, but not even more. Women as can be so evil, jealousy. Yeah, all these things are right.
Women have a lot of work to do to be able to evolve themselves into divinity. Divinity is too hard for most women. Women prefer darkness. Darkness is so much easier for women. They don't want to evolve. And this is why a woman who has no willpower, no drive, and no desire to exude divinity will be jealous, brutal, passive aggressive narcissist, fighting over a man, giving up her kids because she has no concept of divinity. Divinity ain't even in her because she's nature's pawn. She's nature's pawn. And you got to watch out for nature's pawns. And this is the reason why a lot of men want to control women, because they deep down inside know how dangerous and wicked and chaotic women can be. So their whole idea is to just control them.
There could be. And I remember when I saw one video of you in YouTube when you said that women are, I don't want to say the word hoe, but let me just say women are hoes by nature. What make you to come into that conclusion? Because I'm starting to believe that too.
Well, here's the thing. What do women think freedom is? Right? What do women think freedom is?
Women think freedom, as what they think about freedom is that they can sleep around as much as men do without being judged and shamed for
You
it.
can stop right there. Women think freedom is sexual recklessness. Now, go back into the Neolithic period. What were women being quote unquote worshiped for? Women have based their whole identity on what? Sacred prostitution. Sacred prostitution? The fuck you mean sacred prostitution? Women's whole identity has been built around sex and fertility and sacred prostitution. And that's where women want to go back. They want to be quote unquote sacred prostitutes. Free prostitutes. They don't want to be philosophers. They don't want to develop their mind. They don't want to be seen as quote unquote warriors. Here's the thing. Lesbians that's a slur because you had women warriors that was on a landmass called Lesbos. These were women warriors. And guess what they did? They took women warriors and turned it into a fucking slur. Right? Because women don't want to be warriors. Oh no, that's too manly. Women don't want to be warriors. They don't want to be philosophers. They want to be sacred fucking prostitutes. That's what it means to be free for a woman. Me personally, I'm out on that. Me personally, I'm out on that. But that's what the women want. And if you don't believe it, just listen to women talk. Just listen to them talk.
Yeah, and the sex recklessness aspect that women view it as freedom because in their mind, oh yeah, men still do it too, and men don't get judged by that. Like there's so much like women want to normalize sleeping around in women.
Yeah.
That they want to normalize it.
Yeah.
I kind of understand the aspect that why should women be judged for it, but men are not. But if you look at it, why do I want to become like men too? Because women, one of the main reasons why women despise men is because of their sexual recklessness. So why should we just become like them too?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Women complain about men and then want to be just like them, right? And it'd be so funny. Like I'd be laughing at men and women when I wear my baseball caps and I don't put on my makeup and shit. They come and tell me that I'm trying to be like the men that I hate, and I'm trying to be like. I'm like, what makes me trying to be like the men that I hate? Actually, the women that y'all think are feminine are the ones trying to be like the men they hate because they're the ones who are trying to be sexually reckless. They're the ones who keep labeling themselves and comparing themselves to men in the worst aspects. I'm not out there loosey-goosey. I'm not out here trying to be quote unquote sexually reckless. Oh, because I wear the clothes that you think is for you, right? That's what makes me trying to be a man. Well, it's unfortunate that the only thing that you think being a man is a t-shirt and a cap. I thought you thought more of yourself. I thought you thought better of yourself because see, you should actually respect me if you think I'm trying to be a man because my pedigree speaks masculinity. My resume sound good, so you should realize that if I was trying to be a man, that I was actually trying to be the better side of a man, as opposed to the women that y'all want to screw, trying to be the worst aspects, the worst expressions of you. Sexually reckless, lack of accountability, loud at the mouth. Those are the women who claim to be feminine that's trying to emulate y'all. So don't base it out. Don't base it on a cap and a t-shirt, baby. Base it on character. Base it on behavior. Because baby, I ain't out here loosey goosey. I'm not comparing myself to the worst of the worst.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to say thank you so much for all the questions that you answered. I want to leave now. I appreciate so much that you bring me up. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hello, Princella.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Good. So I came in on your topic about the pretty much the beginning stage, and I had read this book called The Course of Love, and I just recently got in a new relationship, right, with a man, which is different for me because I'm a lesbian. Well, I guess I'm not that much no more. I'm bi, and so I learned things so far. It's like the more we going, because you were saying like it's important that we be in a relationship for a distance in order for them to work. And I agreed right away because I remain in survival mode because so many of my relationships has went left bad. So I automatically count them as a L as soon as I get in them without even giving them the chance, right? Just thinking too realistic. And I noticed the more I get to know him, the more separated I'm getting from him. So when you was breaking down this beginning phase, like the only like I don't know how you put it. You articulate everything so well. You were pretty much saying that from a distance, it's easier to love. It's easier to just accept the person but when they're around you, you get to know them a little bit more. That familiarity starts to happen. It takes that honeymoon phase feeling away for the simple fact that you're getting to know them. So the realistic thing, the dark stuff is coming to light. And then what do you do then? You just learn to love them. At that point, you feel forced. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know. It's just complicated for me.
So did you have a specific question?
So my question is like, what do you do then? Just like, I mean, because I guess I'm infatuated. I guess I don't know the difference between like the infatuation part and whether or not I'm in love. Like, am I pretty much?
I know you ain't in love. I can tell you that straight up. I want you to look at this. If you're looking at the screen, I want you to look. This is my book. They came in, y'all. This is my book, The 5 Components of Love. Okay. Let me see to make sure y'all can see this. So this is my book, The 5 Components of Love. I need you to see how thick this book is. I need you to see how thick this book is.
Wow.
This is the concept of love right here. This whole book. I can tell you that you ain't in love. There's no, I can tell you that straight up. Okay.
Where can I get your book?
You can pre-order it. It's in the link tree in my bio.
Okay.
And I will be signing these online.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay. So yes, they will come hand signed, and they got. I have.
Oh, that is nice.
Yes. Yeah. This is real deal Holyfield. Yeah. I got a lot of explanations in here about what's going on, right, with this concept of love. So I can tell you, based on what I know about love, you ain't in love. That's easy. Right?
Yeah, I told myself that the other day. I had to tell him, I said, I think I love who I think you are. I think I love the idea of who I would want you to be. But every day I'm learning something new about you, the dark stuff and reality setting in. And it's just like what I think I feel is just, I don't know, I guess it's kind of conflicting a little bit. And I don't know, it could just be because he's a man too. That's different because me and the women ain't working. I'll be in jail. So that's not working. So that's why I'm giving this new thing
Well,
a try.
here's the thing. Ain't nothing gonna work, even with the man, if you don't come with the real, right? You cannot. What? Let me ask you this question: What you want? What do you want in a man? I need to know that.
So what I want in a man, I can't believe I'm saying this. What I want in a man is security. I want to feel secure in every way.
What does feeling secure for you mean? What is it? What does that entail?
So the financial part is already there. I want to feel secure about like me. Like I'm a Leo, so I require a lot of reassurance. Like I want to feel beautiful and I want to feel cared for. I want to feel loved. I want to feel heard. I want to feel sought after. All of those things. I have this very prideful thing about me. I'm a lion. So I want to feel like he's at my foot almost. I want to feel that. And so far I've been feeling it, but it's starting to feel like a front. It's starting to feel like because when I host my lives, you hear me. And so maybe you're doing it because you know that's what I want, but it's kind of like fading away in a sense. And I'm starting to feel like what I'm wanting is a little unrealistic.
Men are not like that for real. Now, if you wanna go play in the world of fetishes, where a man gets off by being treated like a fucking slut or a fucking dog, right? Groveling at your feet, then you need to get on. You need to go find you a pay pig. That's
But
what.
how we started was my interest in MS relationships, but with women. So I had an interest in that on my live.
What's the MS? You got it. I don't know these.
That's master slave.
Okay, I see. So you do got a kink. Okay, all right.
A lot of them.
Okay.
So that was one, and I'm still very much on it. But I don't think that he can kind of like live up to it. And when he does it, it feels forced. Like I can tell it's not natural. It has to be natural.
It's not natural because that ain't him. So here's the thing: you want him to play this role and make you feel all these things, while not accepting the reality that this is a role that you're asking him to play. Now, let me ask you this question: Tell me about who he really is. Do you know?
Oh, child. He's just a truck driver that drives every day of the week. He don't really have much personality. He's a vet, ex-military and all that. He don't have much. There's not nothing there.
I didn't ask you to tell me what he does for a living. I asked you about who he is as a person.
I don't know. Oh.
You don't know. You don't know. And so you are in a relationship for selfish reasons. You don't know nothing about this dude, but you want to use him to make you feel something, and he's doing it, and now he's not able to keep this up, and we complain about it. I don't think it's forced. Yes, it's forced. You don't even know who he is. And that's what I'm telling you. If you want to play in this, if you want to play in this femdom world, don't deal with regular men. Deal with regular men. Lead them for somebody who want to be in a relationship with them. You don't want a relationship with them. You want these men to kowtow to you, to make you feel something. And you don't really care about what they get out the deal. You don't even know who they are. So what I'm saying is, take that mentality and go find a pay pig that wants you, that gets off. They get off to feeling like that, to making a woman feel like that. That's their unique fetish, and they think. Find one of them.
So we're both good at that point, yeah. And I have one more thing. Do you think that, okay, because I know none of us like truly heal. We just learn to kind of live with whatever traumas that we deal with, and because our traumas kind of shape our future, and mine definitely have. So I'm going from the girls to the guys. And I have this really bad disdain for men. I just went from being like a misandrist. I just can't stand them. Do you think that kink has a lot to do, is trauma stamped maybe, and I want them to be emasculated and belittled and felt small? Like, do you think that's kind of associated with that at all?
Yeah, probably so. I just want you to understand. Well, let me ask you this: What's your definition of a kink?
Ooh, something that just gets me off. It makes me feel something. I like something to make me feel something. It don't seem natural, like, or like of the norm. I don't even think the MS thing is a kink for me. That's a lifestyle. That's something I really want to like live. I don't want it to ever turn off, like, or anything like that. It's not like a role play or anything. So to a kink, to me, it's like role playing or something. But MS to me is like, you are comfortable with being my master and I am comfortable with serving you and being your slave. That's, yeah.
First and foremost, for those of y'all who follow me and actually watch me, how many times I tell you women like being slaves? How many times I tell you that women just want to feel something, that they drug addicted? I tell you, how many times I tell y'all that shit? I tell y'all this shit all the time, right? Now, first and foremost, so that's your definition of a kink. Let me tell you my definition of a kink. My definition of a kink is that everybody got a brain and you all got neurons in your brain, okay? These interconnected webs. My definition of a kink is that these interconnected webs is tied in knots. Your neurological system, your neurons and the synapses and the dendrites, they got wrapped around some shit and it's in a knot and your brain don't work right. And so you got miswiring going places that's making you feel something in weird dynamics. And what I don't know if there's any brain surgeon that can fix this, but I'm saying that the kink is in your neurons. The kink is in the cables in your neurons.
And you're saying my cables are not connecting.
I'm saying that they connected to something, but in the all tangled up in shit. Even know how these knots got there, like and you got to spend hours sitting up there trying to detangle that shit. I'm saying that they so detangled, they so tangled up that shit just ain't working right for you. And I don't know if there's nobody that can fix that, but I'm just saying that's your issue. You probably didn't ask me what your issue was, but I'm just voluntarily telling you that's your issue.
I've never heard that one, but I like it. And another thing I do want to know, sometimes, because I did come to the conclusion with my therapist that trauma, but he's a man, so I don't trust him. Trauma shapes our future. And sometimes we keep going back or we crave something that we're familiar to. So I'm familiar with conflict, abuse, craziness, toxicity, right? So could that be why I want such a thing? And if so, why? There's something wrong with that. Like, why wouldn't I want anything different? It seems like psychological for me. Like, sometimes intensity feels like chemistry to me. Like, oh yeah, he's in love. Look at him punching the wall. That kind of thing.
Yeah. And I be telling people that women be like that. You are just one of the brave ones to actually vocalize this. But that's a lot of women. It ain't just you, sweetie. Women, let me tell you something. They got communities right now. I shit you not. It's women-run communities where they all got great fantasies and they trying to set up scenarios to fulfill them.
Well, I won't speak to that.
I'm just telling you, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is y'all's neurological wiring is kinked. The whole word, like, how you got kinky hair? And what do we call kinky hair? It's tangled.
Yeah.
It's so tangled. The kink is in your neurons. Your wires then got crossed. And the thing about it is you enjoy that. And so in hell, people they get so comfortable in hell that they start figuring out how to get pleasure out of pain. And you become desensitized to the pain and you actually enjoy the pain. So humans are masochistic and sadistic. This is hell. And so you have to, in order for you to elevate out of that, you would have to have a strong will to free yourself from that, you would have to recognize that this is a problem, okay, that you actually want to solve. But because you're getting pleasure out of that, I don't think you want to solve that. I think
But
you,
Princella, is it morally wrong, or because it be feeling kind of good? Is it morally wrong, or is it one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, that's just what I like?
hold on, let me tell you something.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Do you know what morality is?
Well, not really.
Okay. Because I want you to understand that anything in this, what of the nature that you're talking about, it is immoral. But I'm going to tell you why it's immoral. Okay. I'm just not going to judge you. I'm going to explain to you why it is immoral. Morality is not natural. Okay. Nature does not create morality. Nature is indifferent and anything goes in nature. Okay. Morality is a byproduct of something. Morality is a byproduct of something called philosophy. Philosophy is a mental science. Okay. And from the mind, through philosophy, which is the state of awareness of the world around you, okay, we develop the concept of systems and what is right and what is wrong in accordance with the system. Nature goes against higher level principles, okay? Because morality is based on the principles that are created through philosophy. Nature, what you talking about, feeling good, that's hedonistic and it lacks philosophy because nature does not produce philosophy. Nature produces feeling. Nature produces pleasure. Nature produces emotion. So when you are operating in pleasure, when you are operating in your nature, you naturally lack philosophy. And when you naturally lack philosophy, you naturally lack morality.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. It says pleasure principle. Because I'm going to tell you, I can't thrive in a relationship comfortably without, I don't want to call it toxicity, but without some type of order. Like if my partner, like with girls, if they're a little too feminine, if they're a little too freeing, like, oh, babe, it's whatever you say, I get turned off by that. While I like the freedom of it, I get turned off by it. Like there's no structure there. Like I have to feel structured. Maybe I have daddy issues, but I have to feel structured. I love some type of figure in my life. Because I'm not associated with family at all. I love some type of figure in my life that guides me and lead me. I don't even want to do it myself. That orders me to serve and to do this and to do that. Like, even if it came down to, babe, you can eat at 5 and not 6.
Okay.
That does
Can
something
I
for
say
me.
something? I
Yeah.
want it on record that I do not want this woman speaking on behalf of all women saying that what we got to do, because I do not want to be a slave. I have no desire to be a slave. I have no desire to be contained and control. I don't want that. This is her. This is individually her. She speaks for herself. I'm not a part of this. I just wanted to stop you so I could put that on record so that everybody know that it is a separation between what you want and what the hell I want. Okay. Now you can continue.
Okay. So yeah. So I crave that feeling, and it don't feel bad. So when I get with somebody, I try to either make them be that person, and now they're forcefully doing it, and I'm getting the icks because I know it's just not who you naturally are. But when you do find somebody that is like that, they're either a little too like that, where they get, a little cray cray, and you're like, okay, this is a bit much, and you have to get out of there. But it's just a weird thing with me, and I can't shake it. Like I don't know how to like even live with it. And my therapist said he can't help me, so I don't know how to live with it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Nature got soldiers, and then the higher self got soldiers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may be one of nature's pawns. Okay. And you may resonate with being one of nature's pawns. You just got to know your place and be in it. I can't. This is what you got going on. That's above my pay grade. I don't even think it's a pay grade for this shit. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because see, you say, hey, you seem to like this shit, right? See, you can't help somebody that don't think they need help. You like this shit. Right. You don't want to be delivered from this shit. You actually don't see this shit as a problem.
At all. I don't.
Right. So you can't fix with somebody what you don't recognize as a problem. So this is beyond my pay grade. There is no amount of money. There is no amount of advice. There's nothing that can be done about this situation. The only thing that I can tell you right now is that the guy that you're with, you don't respect him or like him for him. And he is not a pay pig. He is not this trick that you're trying to mold him into be. Maybe he'll pay a couple dollars here and there, but he's not this dude that you want to make him out to be. You need to go get on one of these pay pig sites or wherever you find them at, and they like to play. Because let me tell you something.
That's the only part he does well is the pay part. The other part he's missing. He's spending like he didn't give me about 10K in the last 2 weeks.
No. Listen, these pay pigs have a fetish. You want to first of all, you a black woman, okay? I can't associate. I don't even know what I'm doing talking to a black woman on TikTok that wants to be a slave. Please tell me this man that you with is black. Please do not tell me this man that you with.
He is black. He's acting stressed out these days.
Girl, I swear I was finna lose my mind if you said this motherfucker was white.
I can't do that.
I mean, because I'm like, what, ma'am? Our ancestors fought so hard to get the fuck out of slavery, and you got a kink for being a slave. I don't even know why I'm allowing this to be broadcasted, because all these people that's listening to it, it'd be a lot of people listening to me. I don't know who's listening to me, and you might give motherfuckers ideas about putting our ass back in slavery, and now you got me fucked up with you, thinking that I want to be a slave right along with your ass. So,
did we ever get out of slavery, or did it get all comfy for us? Because from my understanding, as long as that Bible is
ma'am, I'm not about to ask nobody. I'm not gonna let nobody tell me I can eat at 6 when I'm hungry at 4 o'clock. And me say, okay, daddy.
You can hold off.
No, hell no. I'm not finna let no motherfucker get no damn paddles and boards and whips and chains and then tell me to get in the corner in the dog cage. You like it? I bet you let this nigga put a damn leash on you, don't you?
Yes, I would absolutely.
No, hell no. Yes, my ass. You were supposed to say no.
You should give it a day.
No, ma'am. I am not a dog. See, our ancestors, Sojourner Truth. I don't even know if you know who she is. Sojourner Truth.
I do. Yeah.
Just turning over her damn grave. Harriet Tubman, turning over. They would let you their damn self.
Oh, Harriet.
You stay behind. Here go Harriet Tubman. I saved 1,000 slaves, and I'd have been able to save more if they knew they was a slave. Harriet, girl, it's 2026. These motherfuckers know they slaves. They want to actually do this shit. They actually want to do this shit for pleasure. They know they slaves.
We're not out in the sun or anything like that. So what I will say is that even with me being in this slave position, because you touched on this earlier, but not in the same kind of way. Even with me being in that position, I'm still the master. And that's what he don't know. So I'm still very much so in charge. Even while being in that position, I am still very much so the king and the queen of our dynamic. Now, I don't tell him that. That's why I got my thing off so they don't see I'm on live, because I am still very much so in control at all time, giving very much so submissive, but very much so a master manipulator. Nobody does it like I do. So I still like it. So while it's kinky and fun for me, I'm still having it my way.
You're not having it. You're not having it your way, because you on here telling me, I don't think he likes it, and it feels forced, and it's giving me the ick. You ain't got it your way. So now you sit up here lying to yourself. See, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a good goddamn listener. I'm a real good listener, and I'm listening to everything you say. I talk a lot, but I listen twice as much as I talk. You're not in control because you ain't getting what you want.
Well,
Then you're not, because he's giving you the ick, because that ain't really what he want to do. The only thing he doing is paying, right? He's not giving you the desires that you want to feel. He's not making you feel what you want. So you ain't as in control as you think you are.
you got a point there. Because I'll be getting everything. I'll be getting the whole thing. He's still in training. Like I said, it's still an ongoing thing, and we're getting better. He'll get better at it, I'm sure.
My question to you is, why won't you go get a man that actually wants to make you a slave?
We have a shortage on men right now. They're like 10 women to 1. It's like they're getting with the men now, because the women are so masculine and aggressive. The men are just like, I may as well get a man. So they're getting with the men now. So the ones that are available, you have to just help build them and shape them and mold them into who you want them to be.
Wait a minute. So what you saying is that your game ain't good enough to get one of these niggas that really want to do that shit. So now you got to try to mold the dude that into some shit. You sure you ain't gonna mold him to want a nigga? I mean, all these other men turn away from
He
you.
already, never mind. Too late for that. But yeah, so the thing is, no, I'm not. I don't know. I'm sorry, go back to it. I try to do it with the girls and stuff like that. Women are very defiant. They're very much so disobedient. And I can't do the chastising process with women as successfully as I would like to do so. And so
First of
I
all,
don't know. With men, it's more difficult.
listen. Men complaining about the women hard to control. You don't hear them crying on fucking podcasts. They cried when Kevin Samuels died because they thought that was their godfather that was gonna finally tame these bitches. And now that he's gone, they crying to Myron on fucking Fresh and Fit, and they can't get nothing out of him because he just like the rest of them. He just like the women. So they can't get no help to tame these bitches. And you think
You better not let him hear you say that.
listen, you want to be a slave, but you want to be in charge too. Hell, they can't tame your ass either.
With the girls, I have to be in charge. The feminine women, I have to be in charge. Femmes, I'm in charge, not you. If it's a stud or a stem, yes, I let them rock the boat, but not for long.
It seems like you teeter and totter between superior complex and inferior complex, depending on how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a feel, yeah.
what you gonna do with that?
Girl, I don't know. I'm going crazy. So that's, yeah. So if I just wish I could just have it my way and have like a stable of women, a stable of men, and literally have like a program. I don't know if you guys think that's like not realistic, but a program, like a camp, like a boot camp, to say the least. Like I can be a life coach and I have a boot camp. And it's for the love of Heartbreaker, and they come on and they compete for my love, and it's just people who kind of like are almost what I want, and then we shape them to be, but you can't come in overqualified, kind of like a job.
So you want to do
You
love
can't
and
do
hip
that.
hop for BDSM?
For the love of Heartbreaker, for MS.
But if you're switching sides all the time, how can they stay consistent and even win at that competition?
But they're gonna have to keep up.
Oh, girl.
I can't slow down. Kurt might take us, girl. You got to keep up. They got to keep up.
Listen,
And Sally, you have to give it a try. All I have to say, guys, don't knock something till you try it. I'm one of those people.
I have no interest in trying that shit. Zero.
So you never role played and you was on a leash.
Ma'am, I ain't never been on nobody goddamn leash. I wish I would let a motherfucker disrespect me. Do you see how cool I am? Do you see do I look like I belong on a goddamn leash?
No, you look pretty cool.
I wouldn't, nigga, if you come and slap the fuck out you, get out of my house, get out of my face. Do I look like I want a leash? No. No, that's for I ain't listen, don't take this no kind of way, but ma'am, you a demon. You are a demon. and you are an agent of hell, and you just trying to recruit some motherfuckers to stay in hell with you.
You believe in heaven and hell and demons and devil and gods? You believe in that kind of stuff?
No, ma'am. The demons are the people. This ain't got nothing to do with dying and going to shit. You in it now.
Correct. Thriving in it.
Yeah, you happy with it, and I don't know if anybody here want to participate in this shit she doing. Is
They'll
it
be in the
anybody in the comment
DMs.
section? And let me know if some, cause see they ass probably won't say nothing here, but let me know if one of these motherfuckers DM you, cause they like to slide in DMs after the show is over. Tell me who in the hell secretly messaged you asking you for more information. Let me up.
You got to give it a try. And if you guys aren't, and I am also a polygamy coach. So I got you.
Girl, you way over the rainbow. Like you way over the rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh, nice voice.
No, girl. Look,
Well, you're cute, Princella, and you got a lot of potential. And I really like your,
potential in what?
well, and I really like your charisma and your personality and things. I've been watching you for a while now.
No, I'm a nerd. I have no swag. Don't nobody want me. I didn't hit the wall, girl. I am too
That's
old
the
for that
perfect
stuff.
ones to do, and the broken
No,
one.
I gotta go, girl. I gotta go run my bath water with some Epsom salt, and I gotta take my dentures out of my mouth. I don't think I'm fit for what you got going on. Let me take this filter off.
Back to dinner. So you never know.
No, I'm
You never
good.
know.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the offer, but I'm gonna have to decline. But I do want to know next time you come up here, who the hell messaged you for more information?
Sure
Anyway,
will.
all right.
Thank you so much for your honesty and your advice. I love the advice. Well, I thank you for your honesty and thank you so much. All right, you guys have a good one.
You have a good day. All right. What you
Hello,
got?
Stella. She was a trip. I got to breathe up for a second off of that. Come down off of that. So I am raising a 16-year-old girl. She is so gifted. She's spiritually insightful, and her intelligence has surpassed mine at her age. Some of the things that I am learning now, I'm 39 and I'm learning it now and trying to teach her so she can have a learning curve and not have to go through what I had to go through, right? And so I wanted to ask you 3 things that have came across my mind in the last couple of months to see if I'm in the right direction of these 3 topics. One of them is, what is trauma really, and what is love really, and primal instincts of humans. So the first one with trauma. Recently I had a friend pass away in front of me. And I literally had to talk him through his last breath. And after the fact, when I had a introspective moment with myself, well, right after it happened, I felt like I was traumatized. I don't know if anybody in this chat has ever seen someone passed away, but I felt traumatized because I wasn't prepared for nothing like that. And after I had like a couple of weeks to myself, I thought about, well, what is trauma? Is it what we really think it is, Princella, or is it something that's more of information that has been kept from us, the raw information, and if we knew it beforehand, it wouldn't feel like trauma? It's more so information to help with self-preservation of our mind, body, and soul. But because we don't know that it's information, we store it as something that is trauma. I don't know. I'm still trying to perceive what it is because it doesn't mean the same thing to me anymore after I try to think of it in a more logical type of
Okay, so let me make sure that I understand. Can you define what you think trauma is?
what I thought it was before I saw him pass, or after.
Both.
Before, trauma felt like almost like fight or flight, like you have to run from something, like you're in harm, you're caught off guard, your nervous system is out of whack. Afterwards, it felt more so of like embedded information to help you kind of like be knowledgeable of danger and not be so much emotionally moved by it, but more so use it as information to steer clear of something.
Okay, so it's a mixture of both. It ain't never all or none, right? For nothing. Okay. So here's the thing. Existence is built on quote unquote trauma.
Okay.
You do realize it's traumatizing for for the baby to come out of the birth canal, right? It's traumatizing, right? There is no time in your life when you exist on planet Earth that you are not being traumatized. You are being traumatized every day because it takes traumatic situations to embed information into your system. You have to lose. You have to heal. You got to grow. All of this stuff is painful, right? Now, here's where trauma is either going to be a stepping stone or it's going to be a prison sentence. It's all about your perception of it. Now, I watched my aunt die when I was in elementary school. And when I was down there for Hurricane Katrina, I saw a lot of shit down there in Hurricane Katrina. And I saw dead bodies all over the place, right? That's just an experience. That's just some stuff that's because people die every day, B. People die every day, right? You have to compartmentalize the reason why trauma hurts so many people is because they associate with it on some level. They let it fester in their system and they don't compartmentalize and find purpose for those things, right? So the more purpose that you can find for things that you go through in life, the more you can transmute that into something else. Remember, the process of alchemy, Jesus turning water into wine, that is evidence of alchemy. That's a depiction of alchemy. How can you turn this lead into gold? How you do that by reframing and finding purpose for your life experiences. And that's how things become less traumatic. Because
instead of letting it turn into PTSD or something like that, right? So the opposite of transmuting it would be PTSD.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. See, here's the thing. The first principle of Hermeticism is mentalism. Mentalism. All is mind. Everything that you do or experience or you want, your healing, all of that is going to be done by the mind. And the mind is the place of perception. You need to alter your perception on the experiences that you have in life. Because you don't have no power with the body. The body just gonna do, the body keeps score. The entire reality, the entire physical realm is traumatizing from the day you born until the day you die. Every day you're getting traumatized. Every single day. You go work out, you're getting traumatized, lifting weights. It's trauma everywhere in your body. You cannot avoid trauma.
Okay, you can't avoid it, but also make sure that you don't normalize certain things because you know you can't avoid it.
I mean, trauma is normalized. It's a normal experience to life.
It is.
Right?
Okay, that helped me get clarity.
You have to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles. You have to know what you want to, you have to know where you want to go, and you have to know how to utilize what you have to help you get there. What they say, if somebody give you lemons, make lemonade. That's life. You have to take what you've been given and you got to make something out of it. The reason why you end up with PTSD and all of these things, because you don't compartmentalize and you don't find purpose for these experiences. You just let them fester. And then you continue to use your voice and your tongue to embody, to exacerbate the emotions so that they continue to fester in your body. And then the more you do that, the more neural pathways you grow. And this is how you normalize it, where you end up getting yourself stuck in a situation. So the key is not to ruminate on things. Yeah. You can
Yeah.
grieve, but at some points you got to move on, and you got to find purpose for everything that happens in life. You have to intentionally find purpose for everything that happened in life. And you got to make it a brick that's to build your future story. It's a brick. People love to say they built their TikTok FYP by brick. I built this FYP brick by brick. But you can't build your life brick by brick. You can't build your credit score brick by brick. But you can build a funky ass FYP brick by brick. You got to make your life experiences work for you. You got to turn them into bricks that you can build with.
So basically, knowing that this earthly experience is based off of primal things going on, it will help prepare you to know how to pivot.
Yeah, the only reason why you suffer is because you lie to yourself. You tell yourself that you in some fucking theme park in Wally World, and then you end up with a lot of disappointment.
That was the aha moment I had in the hospital that day when I watched him take his last breath. It was like, oh, I stepped into the real world. It's not no fairy tale stuff where it's like, oh, the clouds and the gates and it's like, no, I really watched somebody take their last breath. This is some real life SHIT. This is real. And majority of my life, or a lot of people's life, we have been sheltered from the reality of what naturally happens to us as humans while we're in this realm that traumatizing things. So yeah, I want to make sure I'm teaching her the right way to perceive these things and not having a fairy tale narrative like I was given, you know. But at the same time, not taking her innocence away because she's still a child, but just more of a realistic perspective, so she won't be caught off guard, right? So my next topic kind of is on the same subject as trauma because it has to do with how I'm starting to perceive humans as primal and animalistic. I'm noticing that a lot of people they have to cultivate skills to be domesticated and to live amongst each other. It's naturally we're animals and very primal by nature. And I think the only thing that has evolved amongst humans is technology. Everything else is still primal and caveman-like. And so when I'm telling her this, she's kind of confused. I'm trying to figure out how I can help her understand what I just said. And when she's talking to her peers and talking to other adults, and she's looking at them like they're crazy, but she's not understanding why she's looking at them like they're crazy, because they primal and very animal with their behavior, especially men when we're out in public and we're in the grocery store and they're hooting and hollering at her.
Because she's 16, have you defined the word primal for her?
I always go back to the definition of like the animal kingdom, how you have.
You need to sit her down and give her a book to read or give her something to read and tell her to go define some words. Right? She's 16. We was doing that in school. She need to go define some words because at 16, you should be able to comprehend what somebody telling you, right? And have a discussion so that you can get some more understanding. So she needs to go define these basic words so that you understand, and then pull up Centaur for her, right? Half man, half animal, right? The human being is an animal. Humans can't see themselves as animals because they like to think that they're better than everybody else. Because, like I say, humans are a narcissistic species. Humans are self-centered, and they can't see their own animalistic ways. They share 98% of their DNA with a chimpanzee. For some reason, they think they're better than everything on the planet.
Do you have any books in mind that I could guide her to read
In terms of,
at her age?
listen, 16, okay, we get out of school, we graduate at 18. At 16, you in class reading shit like Hamlet. We passed her for her age now, but she probably sneaking reading all kind of other shit that's not probably for her. So reading Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet and shit like that, she can go and read a biology book. She can go read a biology book. Tell her to get, it's a thick book, but get her to read Sex at Dawn.
Sex at Dawn?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that? What is that about?
It's a biology book.
With her.
It's a biology book speaking about humans being practically animals. Right.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Sex at Dawn. So basically, you agree with the baseline of what I've been trying to explain to her recently, with that about the animal behavior.
I mean,
Okay.
humans are animals.
Yeah. And then my next thing this is my last thing. I had this aha moment about what love is. I called in with the woman with the accent that you were talking to before, the fake dominatrix girl, when she just kept referring to her love and being in love and being in love. And the idea of love and the concept of love. My concept is starting to change, whereas, and I'm going to see what you think about this. Am I in the right direction based off of your expertise? You don't fall in love, you fall in like. Like the like is conditional. You see people get divorces and they say, well, I still love her, but I'm divorcing her. It's like you fall out of like with people. The love is something within yourself that if you like somebody enough, you share the love that you already have. So instead of me saying, oh, I fall in love with somebody, I'll say I fall in like with them. And now people look at me crazy when I use that instead of saying I fall in love with somebody. What do you think about that perspective that I have on that? And
People don't even like people.
exactly.
Like, you don't even fall in like with somebody because you don't even know people. You might like how they look on the outside. You might like how they do sexual things, but you don't like them. You don't even know them to like them. And typically when people start showing who they are, that's when you don't like them.
That's what you were talking about, proximity. Like the more up close you are on people, you can see what we were talking about, their primal behavior and the side they hide that's not so conservative.
Yeah, most people don't know themselves, right? So most people, you're going to figure out the animal in them. You never get to the authenticity of the person. The average person, you'll never meet the true them because they themselves don't know who they are. They have not done any work to connect with their higher self or authentic self. The true person is that person's higher self. The average person has no connection to their higher self. So you don't actually get to meet people for who they really are. You get to meet the dark side of them. You get to meet the animal. You get to meet the representative of the animal. That's who you do. It takes too much work for a person to become their authentic self. So you never meet that person anyway.
So how do I explain this to a young lady like my daughter? In terms of boyfriend, she doesn't have one now, but I'm trying to get ahead of it. When they think they liking somebody, they're falling in love with somebody.
It's hard for you to teach something that you don't know yourself. You can't teach somebody, because see, here's the thing. If I tell you what to say, and when she start asking more questions, you ain't gonna know what you're not gonna know how to follow that up because you don't actually know the information, right?
Mhm.
You can't teach what you yourself don't understand. See, understanding is when you know a subject so intimately well that you can break it, you can smack it up, flip it, rub it down, break it down, break the most complex pieces of information down to the lowest possible denominator, and you can adapt it to any type of analogy to speak to that particular person in a way that they will understand. You don't have that ability. So nothing that I tell you to tell her is going to help, because if she asks me more questions, you're not going to know what to do. So the only thing that I can tell you is, if you really care about